share my Target haul with you. I had tweeted over the weekend, or on Friday, that I ran into some really good beauty deals there. So I'll share the makeup stuff. There was some random stuff as well. I got like some leggings and some plastic spoons, a couple of cute baby things as well, which we shared and talked about in our 16-week vlog, which should have already gone up at the time I'm posting this video. And by the way, we know if it's a boy or a girl now, so that was my last video on here, so if you want to check that out, I won't spoil it for you. As far as the beauty related stuff, I was so excited, you guys, to find this after I saw somebody pin this on Pinterest, this particular kind of Dove body wash. It's the Purely Pampering Pistachio Cream with Magnolia. How good does that sound, first off? It smells so good. It's like a really mild scent though, and very unique. You know, I definitely sense the pistachio and that little bit of floral, but it's so different from like any body wash I have. Just at least like give it a whiff when you're going down the aisles, whether or not you decide to buy this. I really like the texture of these Dove body washes. They're a little bit thicker. I feel like they don't really strip your skin as much of its moisture. I've used this once in the shower so far and loved it. Tyler's used it too and he's like, yeah, I gotta admit, that's pretty good stuff. Also, I repurchased for like the third or fourth time my CoverGirl Clump Crusher mascara. I meant to get the water resistant though, and I didn't. I just got the regular. I really like using the water resistant on my lower lash line, although pretty much any Lash Blast version that I've tried has been good about not flaking down below my eyes, so this would probably be fine as well. I'll definitely use it. Just a good separating mascara, doesn't overload the lashes, so got another one of those. Also, I always like to keep tabs on the Up and Up, which is Target's store brand makeup brushes, because I've definitely run into some really good ones. A couple of great eye brushes. They've got a nice crease brush and a smudge brush. And then I found this one, which is described as a foundation brush on the little packet here. But it's like, the best way to describe this is that it's the middle child between Sigma's F86 and P86. Those kind of, you know, pointed type synthetic brushes. And even though this says foundation brush, just the size of it made me think concealer. And today I used it for the first time, just under eye area, a little bit of like creamy highlighter stuff as well. And it worked really nicely. It's just very nicely shaped, really dense, very soft as well. So the Up and Up brushes at Target, definitely a nice little diamond in the rough drugstore brush brand if you're looking for some affordable ones. And a lot of them were marked down. This one wasn't. I think it was only like $3, $2 or $3 anyway. But now for my really good deals that I found, and these are from Pixi. If you're not familiar, it's one of the higher priced makeup brands that Target carries. I have found some really good things from this line. The Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach is a great under eye corrector, really helps cancel out like the bluish under eye circles. I've got a palette that I think I actually bought when it was on Haute Look, and it seems to have been on there multiple times since, but it's called the Soft Focus Fresh palette. I blogged about it. It's a gorgeous palette. And when it's on Haute Look, it gets marked down to like $8 or $9 or something. It's worth around 30, I think. There just are some really nice quality products in the line. And on Beauty Broadcast Live this past Thursday, several people said that they noticed Pixi marked down in their stores. One person said like the whole line was marked down in their store. But in my local Target, it was just select products, but there was still quite a bit. I would say it was like eyeshadow quads, eyeshadow singles, some different palettes here and there, the foundations, blushes, maybe more things that I didn't spot, but it was a good amount of stuff marked down. Not sure if that's happening in every Target, but if you're already there and you're in the makeup area, give it a look. One thing that I definitely wanted to try, because one of my viewers had raved about this, this is the Flawless Beauty Fluid. This foundation is originally $30 and it was marked down to $9. And the thing about it was that there were only like 3 shade options, and I ended up with the lightest one, which is called Cream. Really really nice packaging, kind of a frosted glass jar with a pump, yay. I felt like, just judging by what I saw there, I was somewhere between this shade and the second shade, or the second darker color. I am wearing this today mixed in with a little bit of another deeper liquid foundation, but it says oil-free, matte finish, long wearing, real skin look, water-based fluid, feels lightweight, conceals imperfections, and on and on and on. I would say this is a medium coverage foundation. It does feel really lightweight on the skin, and it definitely does have a matte finish. I've got some glow happening on my face from some other products, but this is definitely a matte foundation. It had really good staying power the first time when I just used this on its own, and today I mixed it with a little bit of Estee Lauder Double Wear, and it blended in really great, and I like the finish a lot, so I'll keep you posted on that. I got this all over bronzer and blush trio. This was originally $28 down to $8.40. So exciting! And the shade is called Bronze Bloom Trio #1 Bronzette. So it's a cute little face disc like this. Don't you love the light green packaging, by the way? This mint green. Really big mirror. And then you've got like a bronzer and 2 blush shades in there. This bronzer is like a very light, cool bronzer with a little bit of a satiny finish. So not incredibly shimmery, but more glowy than your average matte bronzer, of course, but it has just that kind of cool tone to it. So I contoured with my Milani Bronzer XL today, and then I used just a little bit of this lightly all over the face. But as my blush, and what's giving me a lot of this glow on my cheeks, is this pretty pink color, which I think is just beautiful. These are really, really soft textures on these, but as you can see, it's highly glowy. And then this peach shade is right here. It's a very soft peach. Doesn't show up with a lot of color on my cheeks. It's a nice quality blush. I mean, it feels nice to the touch, but it just doesn't show up very bold on my face. I haven't been using this for long to give like tons of opinions on it, but I do like little combination palettes like this, and if you like a little more glow to your bronzers or blushes, you might really enjoy this. My favorite part about it is probably the glowy pink blush, but I'll continue using this as we get into spring and summer. It really gives a nice finish on the skin. Next, I got the Eye Glow Cube. This is originally $28, marked down to $8.40. So yeah, $20 off. Now is the time, because I've been eyeing this during quite a few Target visits. And I just kind of thought, I'm not sure about it. I don't know if I want to go there, but I went there this time. And I am glad I did. This is probably like my favorite thing that I picked up, and I was really excited about it because I knew that Pixi had good quality shadows, because in the Soft Focus Fresh palette, I really liked what I had there. And these, though, seemed, you know, a little bit different. You know, they're not your typical flat shadows. See how they're shaped a little differently, so I didn't know if the formula might be different as well. 16 shadows here. If you love bronze and taupe, OMG. The first shade that I went toward for this palette was this gorgeous taupe right here. I mean, so pigmented. These shadows feel really creamy to the touch. I think you're going to be so satisfied with the textures. Today I'm wearing this shade, which looks creamy, but it's actually like a light gold. I'm wearing that with this pretty like cross between periwinkle and lilac on my eyes for something a little bit lighter, more springy. Love the look. These blend out very easily, but what's also interesting is that underneath it, they refer to these on the packaging as, what they call them, eye base powders. And I think they're just great little blending shades. You know, this one's got more of a pearl finish. This one is matte. So the only matte thing going on in this palette is this. And it's kind of a soft peachy color. I put that around the border of where my purple is. It's kind of acting as a really soft highlight, but gave a nice finished border to my deeper color there. So I'm glad these colors are in there. I know some people will probably be completely turned off that there's no mattes up in here. I won't say everything looks super duper metallic as far as these shades go, but some really do. But the texture is really nice, and like I said, if you're into the bronzes and taupes, I think this would really be your kind of palette. It also came with a couple of applicators. I was having trouble shutting this door with the applicators in there, so I took them out. And then the last Pixi thing that I got, and this one I've yet to try, but it was originally $22. See, this stuff ain't cheap normally. And it's down to $6.60. And it says Seasonal Reflection Kit Face palette, and this is in Warm Wonder. You can see some pretty bronzy colors, roses, greens, and there's a soft peachy blush in the middle. I have not used this yet, but judging by the swatches, these seem like the same texture of the eyeshadows in the other palette I was mentioning. They're just not like kind of domed up and shaped that way, but they really feel very much the same. But again, you're getting kind of like shimmers and satin finishes in there, so be aware of that. So some pretty good bargains, if I do say so myself, and your Target might have more things marked down or less, but there's definitely some bargains to be had there, so check them out. And one other thing that I got, and this was clearance, but kind of in one of those clearance baskets at the end of an aisle, I just laid my eyes on these Eylure Naturalites Lengthening. They were originally $7.99 down to $3.98. And these are a nice natural lash style. You can see they're not super thick, but they are kind of long, so I popped those on today to give you a look at how they come off. But I really like this line of false lashes. Eylure makes some great ones. To tell you the truth, I've been a little miffed with Ardell's lashes lately. I feel like anything I've bought recently from Ardell, the band seems flimsier, like harder to control, and they don't keep their shape as well. Like, it's harder for me to get tons of uses out of them like I feel like I used to. So not a huge haul, but I just wanted to share real quick some of those deals that I came up with. And I do have a new tutorial coming. I've had a request for an all drugstore prom look, which I'm very excited to put together for you. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.